The heat was finally doing its job, drying out the last remnants of the persistent humidity that had soaked the city for days. Detective Valerie Hayes of the Silver Oaks Police Department was determined to bask in every last ray of sunlight after a week that had nearly driven me to the edge, especially one involving a runaway goat and a disgruntled mayor. A bit of relaxation was long overdue. My small backyard pool, though modest, was my oasis, an unassuming square of cool water offering much-needed relief. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I had just finished a quick swim, the refreshing chill washing away the tension from my muscles. Now I was lounging in my oversized chair, its cushions swallowing me whole, with my favorite trashy novel in hand. Don't judge me. We all need an escape. A chilled glass of lemonade sat on the little side table, sweat beading on its surface. Pure bliss. Then the quiet was shattered. A shadow loomed over me, one that was much too large for comfort. I peered over my sunglasses, my relaxed vibe immediately interrupted. There, standing like a misplaced slab of concrete, was a man who looked like he had just melted in the sun. He was stuffed into tight swim trunks and a stained tank top that looked like it had seen better days. His face was scrunched, beads of sweat rolling down, and his eyes, well, they carried the unmistakable gleam of someone who had spent far too long simmering in bitterness. Hey, his voice boomed, cutting through the air like a foghorn. You need to leave. Right now. I set my book aside, trying to process the absurdity of the situation. Was this some kind of joke? Excuse me, but I'm a bit busy here. Enjoying my own backyard, actually. The man puffed out his chest, the fabric of his tank top straining in an almost comical fashion. This pool is for residents of Brookfield Estates, he announced, his voice full of pomp. And you, well, you don't look like you belong here. Here we go. This brand of foolishness wasn't new to me, both in the field and out. The unspoken assumption that because my skin tone didn't match his, I somehow wasn't welcome. A sigh escaped my lips, and I resisted the urge to roll my eyes. Sir, I said, keeping my voice steady, I live here at Brookfield Estates. I own this house and this pool. Unless you've purchased it behind my back, I suggest you walk away. His face turned a darker shade of red. Don't get smart with me, young lady. I've been a resident here for over a decade. I know who belongs and who doesn't. You're just a visitor or house sitting. Whatever it is, you need to leave. By now, I was done playing games. My voice was calm, but every word was a carefully sharpened jab. I am the owner. I pay the mortgage. I pay the property taxes. And right now, you're blocking my son. But he wasn't backing down. Oh no, I want to swim. This is ridiculous. How can I enjoy my swim with you here? He gestured vaguely in my direction. Go on, get out. Swim in your own neighborhood. That was it. The line had been crossed. I sat up, pushing my sunglasses up onto my head. My neighborhood, as you so kindly put it, is right here. This is my neighborhood. Now, I suggest you leave, or I'll call the authorities. He scoffed. Call the cops? What are they going to do? Arrest me for wanting a peaceful swim? You have no idea, I muttered under my breath, a smile creeping across my face. I'm Detective Valerie Hayes, I said, my voice oozing with sudden satisfaction. And I think I'll call them. You're about to be in some serious trouble. The man's face shifted from red to pale white in mere seconds. His expression was pure panic as he stammered. Why, you're a cop. The very same, I confirmed. And you, sir, are about to be arrested for harassment, trespassing, and just being a pain in the neck. I reached for my phone, but then something flickered in my mind. Something about a recent case involving stolen credit cards and a suspect who fit his description perfectly. I paused, tapping my chin. Wait a second, I said slowly, studying him closely. What's your name? Henry. Henry Matthews. Henry Matthews. I repeated, savoring the moment. Funny, I've heard that name before. You wouldn't happen to be the same Henry Matthews involved in that massive identity theft scheme, would you? Stealing the identities of elderly people to fund your lifestyle. His face went from ghostly pale to a look of sheer terror. I don't know what you're talking about, he mumbled, inching back. Oh, I think you do, Henry. We've been investigating you for a while. You've been racking up charges on other people's cards and pretending to be someone else to get loans. Sound familiar? His panic was obvious. He took another step back, and I could see the wheels turning in his mind as he tried to figure out an escape route. But he was too late. I grinned. And the best part? I'm a lead investigator on your case. It was a bluff, of course, but judging by his wide-eyed panic, it didn't matter. Henry Matthews turned and bolted, or waddled, really across my yard, his escape attempt looking more comical than anything. As I watched him flee, I dialed the police. "This is Detective Hayes," I said. "We have a situation at my address. I need a unit here now." The subject's name is Henry Matthews. He's wanted for identity theft and credit card fraud. Bring the cuffs. The next few hours were a blur. Henry Matthews was apprehended while attempting to shove a stack of stolen cards into an old ceramic vase in his living room. His wife, a quiet woman named Betty, watched in disbelief as the officers moved in. I always knew he was up to something, Betty muttered to one of the officers, loud enough for me to hear. I never understood how he could afford all those fancy golf clubs on a pension. As the officers led him away, handcuffed and deflated, Henry shot me a look of pure venom. "This isn't over," he spat. I simply waved. "Enjoy your time in jail, Henry. And don't forget to be careful with that soap." The news of the arrest, especially the twist involving me, a woman of color, catching the racist credit card thief, spread like wildfire. It went viral, and before I knew it, I was being interviewed on national TV. The local news even dubbed me the poolside hero. Weeks later, as I was relaxing by my pool again, lemonade in hand, the sound of footsteps approached. Mildred Matthews, Henry's wife, stood at the gate holding a small potted plant. "Hi, Detective Hayes," she called out with a hesitant smile. "I just wanted to bring you something. A peace offering, I suppose." She handed me the plant, a delicate peace lily. "It's beautiful, Mildred," I said, taking it from her. We stood there in silence for a moment. Then she spoke again. "You know, I've been thinking a lot about what my husband said that day. About you not belonging here. He was wrong. You belong here more than he ever did. I wasn't expecting that." "Thank you, Mildred. That means a lot." As we chatted more, I learned she had always wanted to learn how to swim. So, naturally, I offered to teach her. We spent the afternoon in the pool, under the warm sun, two women finding peace and even a bit of friendship in the most unexpected of places. And that, I realized, was the true reward. As the sun dipped lower, casting golden hues over the water, I couldn't help but smile at how things had turned out. What started as a tense confrontation had blossomed into something far more meaningful. A lesson in overcoming prejudice and embracing unexpected friendships. Sometimes, life has a way of turning the most absurd situations into the most valuable lessons. Mildred and I continued our swim, sharing laughter and stories, the warmth of the water and the sun healing more than just the day's tension. In that moment, I realized that justice doesn't always wear a badge or come in the form of an arrest. It can also be found in small acts of courage and kindness. As for me, I'd learned something too, that the true measure of a community is how its members rise above their differences and come together, even in the most unlikely of ways. And that, to me, was a victory worth celebrating.